Indonesia is the fourth largest country in the world. 17,000 islands, 1,300 ethnicities, many with their own distinct cuisine. And yet, most Americans couldn't name a single Indonesian dish. But Abe Moiz is quietly changing that. In a small corner of Florida, his restaurant, Krakatoa, serves food you won't find in most places. Rich, personal, and completely unforgettable. He's not trying to reinvent anything, just cook the food he grew up eating. And it's some of the best food you'll ever taste. But how did Abe end up here? What makes his food so good? And why don't more people know about it? So tell me about the concept for Krakatoa.
My concept is bringing my childhood memories to the restaurant. So whatever you have in the restaurant is the story of my life. I will say that the story of my life. So all of the food that we have here in the menu is all about me. So then I can share to people. This is the flavors that I had back then when I was a kid. This is the flavor back then when I had in college, in high school, when I was sad, when I was happy, when we do have a festive day. This is what we eat. Yeah, more about the story of my life.
And for maybe people who don't know or have never had it,
Yeah.
how would you describe Indonesian food? What is it?
From the beginning, when I say to people, what is Indonesian food? I always say, hold on, let me figure out. Because we have so many influence and so much influence from the world. I would say, depending on the area you go to Indonesia, you will have different flavors. See, if you ask Indonesian flavor to a Japanese, they will mention about Japanese flavors. If you ask Sumatra people, then they will mention about Sumatran dish, because it's so much to offer. We do have Arabic influence, we do have Chinese influence, we do have Indian, we do have Portuguese, we have Spanish. You combine all of that flavors, I would say Indonesian food is like circus in your mouth.
He's not chasing trends or stars, just recreating the food he grew up with. And he didn't need a culinary degree to get there, just a deep longing for home. And so you briefly mentioned that something about you couldn't find the flavors that you were looking for?
Yes.
So was that also part of the reason why you even opened the restaurant in the first place?
Yes. Tend to be, my plate is very picky. I think most of Indonesian, because we expose with so much flavors. So sometimes when we go outside, it's kind of difficult for us to like something except our own flavors. Because I say to people, I sell what I eat what I sell. Another reason why we opened the restaurant, because John liked the flavors. We did our farmers market back then in Hollywood. Just giving samples, and then the reaction of people was like, oh my gosh, this is something. And I was like, okay, we are doing something good, so let's make it bigger.
He didn't open Krakatoa to fill a market gap. He opened it because he was tired of waiting. If he couldn't find these dishes, he'd make them. And if he missed them, others might too. So what makes Abe's food so unique? Is there a secret behind that unforgettable flavor? So what are some of the staple ingredients in Indonesian food?
Oh, we have a lot of ingredients. So this is some of them that I'm gonna show you, especially from where I come from. This is called kamiri. It's a candle nut in English, maybe similar to macadamia nuts, this one. And then another one, we do have a lot of kaffir lime fruit we use. We can use the skin to make sambal, and then for curry or stew, you can use the leaf, yeah. And another one, we do have not kaffir lime. This is a long pepper or cabai Jawa. Back then, before we have a lot of type of chilies in Indonesia. This is very ancient chili in Indonesia, so we use these chilies to create some spiciness in our food. Then this is one that is really hard to my soul. We call kencur. I used to be singer back then. I was a kid competing. So 1 week before you compete, chew this. It's gonna clean your throat, and then you can hit the high note. Then yes, we have star anise, and then we have cinnamon, garlic, shallot. Yeah, that's common thing. But this is my soul. You can see it.
Candlenut, kencur, kaffir lime, cinnamon, ingredients that are the foundation of Indonesian food, and Abe makes sure to lean into those traditional flavors. But to really understand what makes Krakatoa special, let's step into the kitchen.
So we're gonna do vegan geprek, which is we're gonna do fried tofu geprek. So my secret ingredients is toasted white sesame, and then fried peanut, and then the skin of the kaffir lime fruit. Here, you just ground all of them first. If you want spicy, you can always put any type of chilies do you want. So we have the sambal, and then we do have the serrano chilies. I will do serrano, okay? And then we do the base. So in Indonesia, we do a lot of shrimp base, but today I'm doing a veggie base because this is vegan. But you still have the freaking good flavors even it's vegan, okay? The next one, it is a must when you do sambal, is the shallot. So what we did with the shallot, we fry the shallot first. And then the tomatoes. This is fried tomatoes too, okay? And now we're gonna do the tofu. Why we call it geprek? Because you smash them into the sambal. That's your tofu geprek.
Tahu geprek hits with layers of flavor in every bite. Nutty, spicy, bright, and because Abe keeps the sambal so chunky, no two bites taste exactly the same. But from that bright and spicy dish, we move to something totally different. A dish Abe calls homie.
We are going to make s'more. So always in Indonesia, we do a coconut oil because we have a bunch of coconuts. So coconut product is really common in Indonesia. So this is your lamb, potatoes, then you have red onion, and then you have red bell pepper. Dump it everything. Then we're gonna do bumbu merah. I'll do maybe like 2 spoons bumbu merah here. And the next one, the one that I explained, the herb, the spice that we combine with s'more. And then we do use the vegan base, and this one veggie base. This is the saltiness. And then another important thing is this one. So we do have the kaffir lime leaf, and then the lemongrass, chopped lemongrass, okay? The next one we're gonna do coconut milk. The next one, which is Indonesian sweet soy sauce. Put them a lot if you like sweet. Let them simmer. Voila, you are done.
In the kitchen, he walks us through it all. From pounding spices to simmering stews, every step has a reason. The end result? A dish that surprises even the people closest to him. I spoke to his partner John to hear what he and others' reactions have been to Abe's food. So what was it about Abe's food that won you over when you had it for the first time?
He utilized flavors that he grew up with, so that's even more specific to some degree than just general Indonesian food. Because certainly my first time to Indonesia, everything was amazing to me everywhere we went. But then when he started cooking at home, it was like, oh my God, this is really, really good. And so yeah, that's when we decided to try something. So what he decided to do as far as the menu is concerned is, okay, let's concentrate on dishes that I grew up with in my part of Indonesia, things his mom and his grandmother used to make, things that reminded him of some part of his growing up. And people still really appreciate it.
Well, so that kind of leads into my next question, which was going to be, what has been the reaction, the response for people who come here for the first time? And maybe this is the first time having Indonesian food ever.
People are, certainly, I would say the majority of people come in and they say, is it like Thai? And I said, well, maybe the coconut milk and the lemongrass, but beyond that, it's way different. So it is I would say it's a challenging cuisine to describe. And that's why I always tell people, you gotta just try it. And then people go, oh my God, you're right. It's amazing, but it's also difficult to express in words.
Indonesian food really is unlike any other cuisine in the world. And now, thanks to Abe's latest idea, you don't have to be in Florida to try it, because Abe's found a way to bring Krakatoa's flavors to people's kitchens. So I've had those amazing sauces that people can take home at my own house, and they're great. But I just want people to know where those came from and why and how.
As we were growing in the restaurant here, he had to figure a different way or a better way to train people to help him cook. You know, every dish is going to have 9 to 12 potential different seasonings that have to be just right. So he spent a lot of time creating these wet blends or cooking bases. Sometimes he refers them to that. And I remember asking him, because he didn't tell me what he was doing. I'm going, what are you doing? And he says, oh, I'm making these so it'll be way easier to teach people that we hire to help in the kitchen. And I tasted it and went, oh my God, this is really good. And I said, so all you need is a spoonful of this or a spoonful of that, depending on the flavor? He said, yeah, everything's here. You don't have to do anything. And I'm going, oh my gosh, we're gonna bottle it. This solves a problem with people that love Asian food, that want to cook Asian food, and in our situation, specifically Indonesian food, and just put a spoon or two, depending on the depth of flavor you're looking for. At this point today, we actually have brought all the production in-house. We are now our own FDA certified facility, manufacturing facility. So we actually do everything right here in-house, and we have way more. You know, we have 100% control over the entire process now.
Now they're bottling those flavors under the name 17,000 Flavors of Indonesia, so people can cook with them at home. You can order the sauces online with the link below in the description. And while the sauces spread the flavor, the recognition, that's another story. Because for all the love Krakatoa gets from people like myself, it's still under the radar in the wider food world. So I've told you this before, both you and John, many times. Like, I still can't believe though that so many people have not heard about you guys or have come out, and I think it's like, I just can't believe it.
When it's the time, it's the time. You always be in the right time. I know some people was like, oh, you need to fight. I know, but when it's not your time, it's not your time.
Yeah.
The same thing with this. I always have a positive thinking, I guess, trying, because when you reach that moment, the satisfaction is different. I just want to do something good. At the end of the day, when people appreciate it, thank you so much, meaning I'm doing something good.
Maybe Krakatoa never becomes a household name. That's fine. What Abe is offering isn't hype. It's a window into a culture most Americans have never tasted. And no matter who notices, the food speaks for itself. It's incredible. Now that you've seen how Abe recreates the dishes he grew up eating, what if there was a dish so intricate, most chefs won't even attempt it? Watch this next video to discover a royal Thai dumpling so rare it's made by hand, one petal at a time, and learn why one chef is keeping the tradition alive.